Welcome to Vought International, a multi-billion-dollar American conglomerate whose #1 products are the greatest superheroes on the face of the earth.
That's right! Superheroes are real and they're big business!
Imagine a company that possesses a monopoly on popular culture, pumping out movies, TV shows, action figures, and video games constantly, drowning the masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
Yeah! Imagine!
Within Vought's pantheon of gods among men is their premier super team, the Seven, and its leader, Homelander.
He's got the looks, the charm, the Jesus, and most importantly, he's got the power to slaughter all of America's enemies at home and abroad. This guy probably eats freedom and shits eagles.
But Homelander's squeaky clean corporate sheen is only skin deep. Far from the big blue Boy Scout he's marketed as, Homelander is probably the closest thing to Lucifer on Earth.
Remember Bad Future Biff from Back to the Future? Now give him superpowers and media training.
Vought's official story is that Homelander was an alien who landed here as a baby, a tale we're all familiar with.
And one that's total bullshit. Homie was made in a lab with Vought's proprietary super soldier serum, Temp V.
And he was a complete success.
Too much of a success. He was murdering rooms of terrified scientists before his umbilical cord was even cut. In the comics, Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb strapped to him at all times because they had no idea what else could possibly kill him.
As he grew up, he was subjected to psychological conditioning to make him the greatest and most profitable hero of all time.
It wasn't long before he debuted as Homelander, the ultimate defender of the American dream.
Homelander possesses massively superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can fly at hypersonic speeds, see through walls with X-ray vision, and detect a person's emotional state from just the sound of their heartbeat.
But you know you're done for when he breaks out his heat vision, which is strong enough to slice through crowds of people or split airplanes in half.
Or screams so loud that it shatters the eardrums of anyone around him.
Those are innocent bystanders whose ears are exploding, by the way. Oh yeah, he totally botched this mission to stop a plane hijacking, so he forced each and everyone on board to die in the resulting crash so they wouldn't reveal his incompetence.
Well, Homelander's powers may be real, but his heroism is a charade. Though he plays his part well, he cares nothing for the peons he's forced to protect.
The only thing he treasures is, ironically, his public image. Turns out being raised as a lab experiment doesn't create a healthy person. But don't worry, he eventually cleaned up his act and started a totally 100% healthy sexual relationship with a fellow superhero, who just happened to be an actual Nazi. Speaking of sex, Wiz, you know how I'm always saying we should figure out how Superman and Lois get busy? Well, forget that, because Homelander proved that they can't when his ejaculation blew his partner to smithereens! Who drew that?
Look, there's no way to sugarcoat this. Considering a human's load has much less mass than a shotgun pellet, it would have to be moving significantly faster to achieve the same kinetic energy, over 1,500 meters per second, or 4.5 times faster than sound.
That's right! Homelander can bust a nut faster than the speed of sound. Well, good night, everybody. Ooh, kinda sucks for humanity that they made this dude the most powerful being on the planet and a psycho murderer.
That's no exaggeration. Stillwell even commented that Homelander has proven immune to every weapon known to mankind, no matter how powerful. Humanity literally lacks the ability to kill him.
That'd include nuclear weapons as powerful as the Tsar bomb, which exploded with the energy of 50 megatons of TNT.
Actually, it could have exploded with twice that. But the Soviets who created it were afraid it would irreversibly alter Earth's biosphere and end the world. That's right, we all almost died.
And that's the kind of shit Homelander can shrug off no problem. He's strong enough to throw a jet with one hand and fast enough to outspeed a C4 explosion.
Despite being an emotionally stunted man-child, Homelander is still surprisingly cunning and able to manipulate those around him.
Though it probably wasn't too smart to piss off the world's angriest limey, Billy Butcher. Yeah, turns out forcibly fathering a bastard son with someone else's wife is not a good idea.
Of note, as unjustifiable as it is, to Homelander, this gave him something he never had before. Some small measure of control over his own life.
Being born Vought's star pupil meant he was under their thumb from the day he was born. His superpowered son was the first thing that was truly his and might be his best option for a new beginning. Or not.
Listen, Annika. I'm the Homelander. And I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Many, many years from now, Earth will be no more.
Yep, because these hentai aliens are gonna drop a bomb that kills everyone and transforms all the animals into furries.
Welcome to Mobius, homeworld of Sonic Maurice Hedgehog, leader of a guerrilla anthropomorphic freedom-fighting group at war with the cybernetic empire of Ivo Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman.
So, yeah, comic book Sonic is a little different from the video games. While leading his Care Bear Viet Cong in the fight against obesity and male pattern baldness, Sonic became a super skilled fighter. And he wasn't doing it for nothing. Robotnik had turned his entire family into robot slaves. What a dick.
Sonic is fast as always, but in this timeline, fast takes on new meaning. He's quick enough to create tornadoes, cause after images, turn invisible, phase through objects, and boost past light speed in the blink of an eye. He can dodge lightning and even move in between the raindrops of a downpour.
Look at this! He grabbed water and threw it like a baseball in less than .0000, a lot of zeros in a millisecond. He can run around the entire cosmic interstate in less than a day, and that's a highway that cuts through the multiverse. How does he get that fast on an all-chili dog diet? I mean, they give me the runs, but not that way.
He could reverse a black hole generator with his momentum alone, which then imploded, somehow sending him 849,000 light years away. Sonic's speed is so impressive that he can even move through stopped time. Let me repeat that. Time was frozen and he could still move. There is no earthly method of measuring such impossibility. In the words of the comic itself, Sonic's speed is incalculable.
I know the Archie's Sonic comics can get weird, like really weird, but that's just crazy.
You call it crazy, I call it chaos.
Just like my conception, I'm told.
No, I mean chaos as in the Chaos Force, an extra-dimensional field of infinite and omnipotent energy. This chaos takes physical form on Mobius in the shape of magical power rings and perfectly hewn emeralds.
And Sonic loves collecting those rings. By the time he'd scooped up 1 billion of them, the gods were so impressed they put him in a book of world records and gave him a permanent force field that makes him way tougher than anybody else.
Along with shielding his spirit and mind. But that's not all. By gathering a large amount of chaos energy, he can transform into the almighty golden Super Sonic.
Eat your heart out, Akira Toriyama.
Super Sonic possesses incredible power. He can use chaos energy for defensive barriers and beams capable of shattering moons.
Somehow, he's even faster than before, and he's totally invincible. Like when he fought the demigod and possible power drink, Enerjack. This guy could rip people apart molecule by molecule. But no dice with Super Sonic.
Like the video game, Sonic's super forms have a time limit, and now this limit can even be cut short through overuse of power. However, he battled Enerjack from day into night, so it must be able to naturally last much longer than the games, potentially over an hour.
But that's not even his final form. If he's got something as good as a Super Emerald around, he can go Ultra.
Ultra Sonic appears to possess all of Super Sonic's abilities and then some. Specifically, he can tap into the raw magic of chaos.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wizards running around Archie's Sonic Land, like this mammoth mogul guy. Turns out they're all using the same Chaos Force.
Ultra Sonic can manipulate matter at an atomic level, changing its fundamental makeup.
Turning air to water, moving rocks around, opening portals across space-time, that kind of stuff. But while he's never changed other living beings before, it's not totally out of the question. Right, dummy?
You're correct, Boomstick. Although Ultra Sonic is not as proficient, this ugly monster wizard uses the same chaos magic, and he changed a partial robot rabbit into a full regular rabbit. A sentence so absurd, it likely damaged my internal processor.
Don't worry, it was never great. I took it from a refrigerator. Ultra Sonic has altered his own body to better traverse difficult terrain. With all this in mind, he could theoretically be able to change the molecular makeup of others too. Just like this.
Ow.
But if changing molecules isn't crazy enough, we need to talk about something even crazier.
Chaos itself. Chaos magic is typically used for one of 3 things: increasing physical ability, providing lost knowledge, and granting wishes.
Like a freaking genie. Sonic's wish to reverse brainwashing, turn back time, revive the dead, and even rewrote all reality in his whole multiverse with a Kamehameha Chaos Beam. Okay, If he can literally just wish his problems away, you'd think he'd have way less trouble dealing with a fat ginger named after breakfast food.
Honestly, he rarely did, but Sonic's a glutton for adventure and action, so over the years, he and the good doctor formed an unhealthy codependent relationship.
Just like us. Life's not the same without his oval-shaped enemy to beat up on, so they're back at it every chance they get. Come on, guys, just get a room already.
But after being defeated so many times, both Eggman and Mogul independently came to the same conclusion. By collecting so many rings and emeralds over the years, Sonic has become a literal embodiment of chaos itself. As in, he's a variable that cannot be accounted for, a wrench in the cogs of reality. Without him even realizing it, fate bends to him.
You know you're a badass when the most powerful chaos wizard out there decides the only way to beat you is to just wait until you die of old age.
It's ridiculous, it's absurd, it's unexplainable.
It's Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
Ooh, I like to hang, but I got a juice.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
The winner is Sonic the Hedgehog.